Jed, Doctor Who, IRP Doctor Who. This is the kind of shill articles we're getting today.
Yeah, there are quite a lot of shill articles, and the thing that I love about a lot of these shill articles is they say that Doctor Who is back and that the streak is broken and stuff like that. But they're the same people who said there was nothing wrong with the Chibnall era. So while
Mm,
praising the new stuff, they're saying, "Oh, we totally lied about that other stuff that we said was amazing and there was
yep,
no issue with."
yep.
So it's always nice to get a little bit of vindication mixed in with the insanity. But Dre, I just want to tell you what happened a little bit last night with that special. So it was terrible in general, but at the end of it, they canonized that being non-binary, as in identifying as non-binary, was a literal superpower that saved the city of London. Oh yeah,
I gotta
we're gonna
say,
talk about.
static. That what the Doctor Donna we got was insufferable.
Oh yeah.
That was not Doctor Donna.
If
That was
only you weren't a male presenting Time Lord, you would understand. That woman that you used to be was
I have that
brilliant.
clip
She
too.
would have understood.
I have that clip too. We'll play that in a minute. But when she becomes Doctor Donna, she does it better than him.
Of course she
She does
does.
it better
Of
than the Doctor. He
course
was
she does.
scrambling to try and fix everything to shut down the double edge or dual edge, whatever the hell it was called, engine, and
The
then
dagger engine.
dagger engine. Thank you. I don't know where I got dual edge from. And then suddenly she does it, blick, 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 because I'm gonna descend from above to protect my daughter who has a penis. Oh, Dre, yeah, that right here. Let's show you this. I'll show you this clip. Let me share the other clip. Yeah,
Wait, what?
Look at those man hands. Look at those man hands. There's a penis there. I'm not gonna play their goddamn pronoun games.
Wow.
That's a dude who gets dead named during the show, and they're like, "Oh, you dead named him." They're not gonna say dead named. You called them. Where are they? I'll beat them up. It was.
You know, Jed, I actually felt bad for missing the recording yesterday, and then now not so much. It's like,
Hey, well, don't feel bad. Dermy cried a lot.
He did. He did. It was bad. Like 90% of the episode was about how brave and stunning being trans and how gorgeous this person is. They repeatedly say this person on the left is gorgeous and beautiful and amazing. The other 10% is terrible exposition.
This is
That's what we got.
This is a 20-year-old dude pretending to be a 15-year-old girl.
Yes.
what?
Yes.
Also, at the same time, he's 20. He looks like he's 37.
Well, 20 now. When they were filming, probably closer to 18, 19.
Yeah. So 18 still either way, and
I guess the
feminizing
woman
his voice
face.
constantly. He's constantly, I'm talking like a girl. Constantly.
I guess woman
Oh.
face doesn't look good on him.
No, and the acting is terrible. Just like Adam said there, one of the first lines from this person, there's a spaceship crashing in front of Rose, this character, and like there's fire. They don't. Everyone doesn't know if they're gonna die or not. It just goes, "Oh look, there's a spaceship, Mom,"
Yeah.
with that same expression I just had.
His name is Jason.
Yes, it's Jason.
His name is Jason.
Still, they never explained why the name Rose was chosen.
Member berries. That's why we know. Yeah. All right. So now here comes the part that is this. I was here for this part watching live.
Mhm.
You'll see me lose my shit with everybody else when Jen puts it up.
We've got all that power, but there is a way to get rid of it. Something a male presenting Time Lord will never understand.
Yes, he's male presenting, so he's not as good as the previous woman version.
Yeah.
They literally say a moment later. Donna says, "If only you were still the woman, she would have understood."
As I've said several times, I don't get none of this nonsense. I never have. I never will. I'm from in the color community. We don't do none of this nonsense. So I don't. This is all foreign language to me. So right when the broad said like you're male presenting, my brain went like, hey, isn't the doctor have no gender at this point? So it's not a presenting. Literally, you just shoehorn that line just the gotcha for guys.
Yes.
Is that what this is?
Well, it's like they said. It's more about all this pronoun bullshit. There's the clip earlier in the episode which I didn't clip out because I wanted to limit myself here, where
Do you want it? I have it literally
You have
in
the
front of
meat.
me.
You have the meat.
Mhm.
Okay, you bring it. All right, Jed, you bring that up. You bring that up. You share that.
All right, Dre. So a portion of this episode was an entire ripoff of E.T., and I mean that quite literally. And when the Doctor meets the ET-like creature, he uses the wrong pronouns, and the trans character flips out. Here we go.
Yes, the Meep. I promise I can help him get home, and then you'll never see me again.
You're assuming he.
Look, stop
as a
that.
pronoun.
Look at him go like this. Does the full-on Karen? Oh my God! Did you just misgender him? Them? Whatever.
And this is how the Doctor
And then you'll never
responds.
see me again.
You're assuming he as a pronoun.
True. Yes. Sorry. Good point. Are you he or she or they?
My chosen pronoun is the definite article. I am always the me.
Oh, stop. My chosen pronoun. This is an alien species. Not to mention, it's an alien species that turns out to be a murderous creature. And that whole thing of how they're murderous, that's retarded storytelling. Russell T. Davies.
Oh yeah,
wrote that
psychedelic
in
sun
there.
rays.
They got turned evil because sun radiation went crazy.
Wait,
that is-
what did the
Why is this?
This is the
what did the
Doctor Who-
Furby say? I didn't. What did the Furby said his pronouns was?
Me.
So,
He's like that.
So this character is called Meep the Beep, or Beep the Meep, and so
Beep?
its pronouns
Wait,
are the Meep.
Okay. So it's
Yes,
called
Beep.
Beep the Meep.
And its pronouns are the Meep.
The
That's
Meep.
it. Just that is a definite article. But it gets worse. I don't think they show it in this clip, but the Doctor says, "I understand that it's the same way for me." So the Doctor's canonizing that his pronouns aren't his, her, or whatever or they or the regeneration. It is a definite article as well. The Doctor is not just the name, but it is also the
Now
pronouns.
it's a pronoun.
Do you see why I don't watch new stuff anymore?
Jed, bring
What
up the
is
numbers.
this?
A lot of people did change the channel. Why don't you bring up the numbers?
Yes, we have the overnight viewership figures for this episode, and they're pretty bad. So this is just for the UK, with the worldwide distributor being Disney Plus. We're not going to get those viewership numbers likely until the Nielsen's, and that's only going to be part of it in the US. But this is what the UK numbers look like. 5.08 million. Yes, that is a slight increase from the previous season. We expected that with Jodie Whittaker's era having the lowest in 60 years worth of history. But for context, David Tennant averaged between 8 to 11 million per episode. The 50th anniversary, the last big anniversary special, got over 10 million overnight. This one is atrocious. It is terrible. And I actually have the yearly average for Doctor Who across all 60 years here. It got lower than the average when the show started in
Wow.
1963.
Good grief.
Wow, which means
It only beat a couple years.
when there were less people on the planet too.
Yes, less people on the planet, and still only in the UK. It beat, the only thing it beat in Classic Who was Sylvester McCoy's final year when the show got canceled. It beat cancellation numbers in the UK 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when it was exclusively a UK show. And it beat Jodie Whittaker's last season as well, which was lower overall than even the Sylvester McCoy era when it got canceled. So you got two eras that are the lowest in history, and you barely eke out a better average than that. Yeah, this isn't a good sign. I do think that the Neil Patrick Harris ones will be the highest viewed episode of the trilogy.
You
but
say
Wild
Neil
Blue
Patrick
Yonder,
Harris is in Doctor Who now?
he
yes.
will be in 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
But the middle episode, Wild Blue Yonder, I think that's going to be atrocious. The dip there, I had no idea it was going to be this bad. I thought at least the buzz with David Tennant would get it to 6 million, maybe.
There's going to be a
8.
dip because of the negative reaction, and not just because it's bad,
negative.
because this has been rejected. How long has RIP Doctor Who been trending on X Twitter right now?
Oh, for days now. It's trending above actual Doctor Who. It's astonishing, the reaction to it. People are rejecting this, and I just can't believe it's been this much. I figured it would be much higher, the viewership.
We saw this coming a mile away. Last week, we talked about RTD shitting all over fans who were pushing back with the whole Davros thing. But then
Mhm.
during the middle of the week, they released, well, in their celebration for the 60th, they put out a bunch of promotional stuff, including redoing the what would you call it? Special docudrama
Yeah, it
of
was like a TV movie that was
yeah,
it was a dramatization, but it was the story of how the show started and from the
yeah,
perspective of the first actor to play the Doctor. But
yeah, William
it was
Hartnell.
behind the scenes movie basically.
Yeah, it's like this is how it happened, this is how it grew, and this is how it became successful, and go forward. And in the ending of the original one, William Hartnell, the character guy playing William Hartnell, looks over as he's ending his tour as the Doctor. And during this point, this is right before the 50th. Matt Smith is at his peak of being the Doctor, and he's
Mhm.
established himself. He is the Doctor. Everybody's having a great time. And he looks over in the TARDIS there, and he just sees Matt Smith just standing there flicking switches. Looks over, they share a smile of, you started this and I'm continuing. Look how far what you helped create is
Mhm.
going to go. It is poignant, it's wholesome, and it hits you right in the fuzzy feels.
Mhm.
And then during the middle on Friday, because this is what pissed me off on Thursday. It was Thursday. On
Yeah,
Thursday,
Thursday. The only
released
thing they
this-
released on the actual anniversary.
yeah. They released this and they released this. Now, for those you don't know, when we're done with not Tenant Doctor that we have now, we're getting, Ncuti Gatwa, the first Black Doctor. Now, again, we normally wouldn't care, but they have agended this thing to hell. Ncuti Gatwa is the next. He's Doctor 15. They're calling him the 15th Doctor. And when they re-released the special, if everybody watching it thinking, "Oh, I'm going to watch this," can be what I remember from 10 years ago. No, because instead of Matt Smith, they just stuck good old Ncuti right in there. They just digitally inserted Ncuti in with Matt Smith.
I heard about that.
This is a fabricated scene now, done purely for more representation and more diversity. This is
Who's the color?
That's Ncuti
That's
Gatwa.
the new Doctor.
That's the next Doctor.
We haven't seen a single frame of him
And that's
actually
the
being the
point.
Doctor yet.
Yeah, except for what the hell is going on? That one clip from the trailer.
Oh, in the trailer, yeah. But
that's all
there's
we
not
have.
been an episode with him in it yet.
And that's part of the point. You got a bunch of, I will call them, I'll call them tourists. A bunch of goddamn tourists, a bunch of goddamn shill fake fan stands running around saying, "Oh my God, this just proves the show is in good hands. Great to see Ncuti. We're ready for this." And my response has been a couple times, he hasn't done anything yet.
No.
As I said,
just like to say for the record too, Dre's response to all of this is spot on. Like the people that you're catering to are not Black at all. Like they're weirdo white people who like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. And it's like, Jesus, I can't wait to tell my other white friends about this. It's literally, this is literally the horse shit that they're catering to. It is nonsensical. It is so terrible.
And Ryan, you're spot on. Look, I'm sure there are Black folks that like Doctor Who. I'm sure there are. Like, I have people in my family that like Doctor Who. But Doctor Who is not a Black brand. Let's just tell the truth and shame the devil. All right. It's not a Black brand. This is a very, very UK, European, very, very white ginger-esque brand. It's what it is. Black folks are not lining up around the corner be like, "Oh man, did you know that they're dropping the Blu-ray of Doctor Who from 1970?" No, we don't care about Doctor Who. We don't. And shoehorning a Black dude in there that looks like, I don't know, Black Mr. Clean, that's not going to be anything that gets me fired up to go in there.
Well, we do have some additional news, Adam, that hasn't been talked
that
about
can't
on a
be
stream
good.
yet.
All right,
so
let's do it.
Earlier today, we've got the Rotten Tomatoes score out for this episode. This isn't as bad as the Jodie Whittaker era. That was consistently in the 20s. But for the nostalgia bait, for the people who still use Rotten Tomatoes, this is far worse than I expected, especially with the Marvel still being in the 80s or the 90s on audience score. But That was only a couple hours ago. And of course, as soon as this starts going around, as soon as the news about this 50% starts going around, how it's a rotten score, it's got the overturned popcorn bucket and everything.
Let me guess. Somebody blew the warning horn. Let's save this. Is that where this is going?
Yep. It's fresh now.
Yay, 60%. Woohoo. I wish I had my applause button.
And of course, 100% from the critics.
All 7 of them.
What a crock of shit that these people can't take an L, that they actually have to physically go to Rotten Tomatoes and change the score. Like, dude, you get screen grabbed all the time. People take photos of this crap, and then when you change it, you're like, oh, what happened? It's like, well, 20 minutes ago it was this, so what'd you do? Like, and just the, but it's the same thing. It's the mouth breathing useful idiots. Like, nobody wants this. Stop taking classic IPs that are a certain way, right? It's the same thing with Robin in the Hood, right? You know, it's like that fucking thing. Like, just leave it alone. Just stop. I don't know how many times we have to tell you this crap.
Every time these people, like Jed said earlier, every time they say it's back, these are the same people who were saying it was always fine. How can it be back if, according to you, it was fine, while the rest of us were always saying, no, this is dog shit, this is horse shit, it's pure crap. They unintentionally justify everything we've been saying when they do something like that. And it just proves that we're the ones who live in reality. We're the ones who look at the facts and the logic of all of this, and we say, this isn't good. And then they attack us, but then suddenly, oh, it's back now. But you said we were wrong for saying it was bad before.
Well, and the thing is too is that we are winning this nonsensical battle against bad entertainment that is filled with literal politics on a daily basis, right? Because and if you look at the amount of views and ratings and even box office numbers that you get from movies and television, like, they are dwindling, and they're dwindling severely. And you have classic shows like Friends and Suits that being watched more than ever because people don't want this crap. They don't want to watch this garbage preach at them after they've worked a 10-hour day, and then they come home and they got to feed their family and hang out with the kids, and they want to try to spend time. Like, they don't want Disney's bullshit pushed on their children. And it's why, I mean, Disney has had flop after flop after flop. And just because Doctor Who is state-run media, it doesn't mean that people aren't watching it and they're not calling it a giant piece of garbage. Like, there's only so much funding eventually you'll get for this kind of stuff before somebody wises up and said, we got to spend this money somewhere else.
But they're not going to wise up with Doctor Who because Disney now owns it.
That's true. Yep.
They don't own it, but they are
contributing.
Yeah.
They have a controlling interest. Going back to the clip I showed you where they're telling him you can't figure this out because you're a male presenting Time Lord. It's as if they brought David Tennant into this just to shit all over his era as Doctor Who. That's all I see here. Because when you watch this episode, he spends the whole episode being told what to do, how to do things. He never really solves any problems on his own, Jed, does he? Not really.
No, absolutely not. He's there just to spout exposition. The wheelchair lady is more influential on the story than him. Oh yeah, Joey, we forgot to include that. There's a wheelchair scientist lady who's somehow maneuvering around this broken steel factory on multiple levels, even though there's debris everywhere, and apparently knows everything about the Doctor, and it like makes fun of him for bringing back this face, and it's like, I never actually wanted to meet you. Some weird disrespect with that. But later on, she comes in with, what was it, a stun gun that came out of her chair, and then rockets rockets came out, and she said, I'm going to hold them off. And who she's holding off is a squad of elite unit soldiers, United Nations soldiers, who are currently possessed by psychedelic sun rays. And she's going to hold them off on her own with a wheelchair.
No maneuverability. She's a stationary target. but she's gonna hold off a bunch of dudes.
So
with machine guns.
she'd be dead in like 5 seconds flat. Like,
And what is
PowerPoint.
David Tennant doing at this point?
Running away?
Running away.
oh
Okay.
God.
All right. That's
Running
all I
away.
need
yeah.
to know.
He
No,
gives
but
no.
the only thing he does is make force fields with his Sonic to
Yeah.
help them escape a fight. That's like
Yeah.
the one proactive thing
He
he does in
gives-
the entire story,
And this is David
which
Tennant.
has never been able to do. The Sonic's never been able to make force fields.
Yeah, this is David Tennant, who has had experience as the Doctor, who, if given the lines and given the story, can give a Doctor speech. And there's no Doctor speech in this. It's just affirmation, affirmation, affirmation. Again, as I said before, the crowning achievement that saves everything goes to Dr. Insufferable Donna. And then, as you said, they had the whole moment where we showed it to you, where Jason Rose, I'll say Jason Rose, that's fine. Jason Rose gets the meta crisis energy funneled to him. Again, I'm not gonna play goddamn pronoun games. Gets the energy funneled to him, and that's how he becomes a Dr. Donna Jason Rose, and does things again better than the Doctor, and then gets a chance to tell the Doctor, "You're bad because you're a man, and because I'm non-binary, I can choose to be a woman." Blah de blah de blah. That's essentially it. They brought David Tennant back to be lectured, to be saved, and to not have a one heroic moment at all in this first episode.
So it's kind of like the sequel trilogy all over again, right? Let the past die. It's literally
Absolutely.
Yeah.
he was brought back just to shit on it and say, okay, well, this is a beloved character, right? This is a beloved moment in this series. Now we haven't. Not only have we shit on Matt Smith, right, by doing the Photoshop, but now we've literally shit on this other character because reasons. You need to let it go and you need to move forward with the rest of us because you're stuck in the past.
Yeah, I that's in there. That's in there. That's in the mix.
Yep.
It's you need to like what we're going to give you going forward. It's paving the way because you need to now bow down and worship Shudigawa as the Doctor, even though he hasn't earned a goddamn thing. Doctor Who is dead. It was dead for a while. We knew it. Jed and I knew it. We could not predict it. They would desecrate the corpse in this fashion. We had no idea.
Oh no, this is far and away worse than I could have predicted in my wildest dreams. Like, we joke about saying the Thing in Fantastic Four is going to be a trans allegory, but we don't actually expect that. This is way worse than even that joke that we made.
It's insane. We want the bonus points if they do it.
Yes, we want the bonus points, but this
Jed,
is...
think about it. You said the Thing via trans allegory is a joke. As a joke. But the reality is that can actually happen.
Yeah.
It can actually happen.
Yeah. But
it's so far-fetched that it's actually real. That's where we are now. It's so far-fetched that it's real. It's wild.
I didn't watch it because I was doing other stuff, either that last night, both family-wise and other things. But apparently Gary melted down on his live stream while watching this. He had a full, so much like taking his glasses off meltdown. Gary never takes his glasses
somebody
off.
screenshotted his face of like where he the breakdown starts to happen. Yeah. He literally looks like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean Gary, he is in the same boat we were. He knew this was dead for a long time, but to Jed's point and to my point, he wasn't ready for the desecration to the corpse, the necrophilia that is going on.
No one was ready for it to be this bad.
Yeah.
I expected it was going to be bad, but I expected there'd be enough
we
to
accepted
like in it.
Shitty story, lame stuff.
Yeah.
David Tennant not being competent. We expected that. We didn't expect the level of gorgeous, beautiful, brave, bold Jason Rose. That's what we didn't expect. And we got it. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to reach out to me, please email me at theranernerd@gmail.com for all channel business purposes. I am on Twitter now, mostly for promotion and sharing of videos, maybe a little shit stirring here and there, who knows, @TheRenNerd. You can also find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can see me on Rumble and Odyssey under the Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.